Welcome to Big Boy Crypto. My name is Ben. Every day on this channel, I show you how to make money in cryptocurrency. I'm currently coming to you from my wife's library, as you can see. But guys, today I want to talk about a lot of stuff. If you like money, you like crypto, make sure to go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I'm going to be talking to you guys about Bitcoin right now because right now Bitcoin is once again challenging all-time highs. I'm going to tell you what I think this means, where I think Bitcoin is going, and I'm going to give you the advice that I'm giving people right now when it comes to investing in cryptocurrency. Also going to be talking about a major organization that is now solidifying that Bitcoin is legit. And like I said, we're going to focus a lot, or at least a little bit today, on trading, what I'm thinking about the market. So first, right now, Bitcoin is sitting at about $27,700 at the time of this recording. We are heading very close to 28,000. We barely touched 28,000 a few days ago, and that would be a new all-time high. Now, if you guys watched my video yesterday morning, I think it was, or maybe it was 2 days ago, where I talked about a trade that I was in, I did get stopped out of that trade. And then something that I think is a good strategy for you guys that like to trade is set the amount that you want to lose. There's a formula you can use, or you can just kind of say like you're comfortable losing 5, 7, 10%, whatever it is on a trade. And then if you get stopped out, make sure you guys are using those stop losses. If you get stopped out, just wait for that knife to stop falling and then go back in long. Because we got a big video coming out later this weekend about how the trend is your friend. Remember, those are such important words in cryptocurrency. Right now, Bitcoin has been in a place, and this is going to perfectly demonstrate that. Bitcoin has been in a place where a lot of people were saying it was going to go to $30,000. If you were like me, you expected when the market opened on Monday, you expected Bitcoin to have a big pump as the traditional investors and the rest of the world was kind of waking up, getting the week going after Christmas, and we didn't see that. So I started to get a little worried that we were going to go towards the downside. We were going to start seeing a dump with the price of Bitcoin. And so this is very pivotal right here. You guys understand this. Right now, where Bitcoin has been at a decision point. It's been teetering on falling or teetering on moving back up. In a bull market, it is more likely that that is going to break to the upside. In a bear market, it is much more likely that Bitcoin is going to, or any asset that's in cryptocurrency during a bear market, or any asset in any bear market for any asset class, will be much more likely to go down. You do not want to get caught shorting the market right now. You want to consider going long after dips. And if you get stopped out, consider looking for another spot to get back in. Now, if you are interested in trading, you want to check out Bybit. You can sign up at bybit.bitboy.live. They sent me a nice little holiday package. I'll show you guys in another video. But make sure to be responsible. Don't get overextended. Make sure you guys are using stop losses, even though I didn't. I got liquidated one day last week. Do as I say, not as I do. But the simple fact here is that you're going to make a lot more money longing the market right now than you are shorting the market. And really, you will always make more money, all underlying, things the same. You'll always make more money in a long than in a short, because when you're shorting the market, the value of the asset that you're shorting will also be going down. Okay, that looked weird. Okay, so when you're longing, not only are you making money as the price increases, but you're also making money because the value of the individual asset is increasing. So that's why I love longing in a bull market. I think it's really just the most fun you can have in crypto. Now, I'm not saying that to get you all hyped up and all excited to go leverage trade or long the market. If you're not into that thing, then, please make sure that you're being cautious and hesitant. Don't just go jump into that, because you can get wrecked if you do not know what you're doing. I closed out. I did re-long the market earlier today. I made about a 10% gain. I wish I wouldn't have taken the profits now, because I would have made like 150% gain if I wouldn't have done that. But you guys know what? You got to learn how to take your profits when you can take your profits. So what is the advice that I'm giving people right now who are asking me what they should do about crypto? What I'm telling them is this. If you will either fall into one of two categories, okay? You will either fall into the category where you are super nervous, and if you put money in and it starts to drop, you're going to clench your cheeks, you're going to pull out of the market. You do not need to be putting money in right now, okay? If you have a longer term mindset that by the end of this bull run, Ethereum is going to reach $10,000 or more, or that Bitcoin is going to reach six figures or more, and you're comfortable putting that money in there, we're not talking leverage trading, we're talking about just hodling and hodling through those dips, then you can do that. I would not suggest, in that case, waiting for a better entry. Just put your money in, it's ultimately going to go up and be done with it. However, if you are the type of person who is looking for the perfect entry point, okay, what I'm telling people is this. Put some money in now, leave some money on the sidelines, because I believe when we hit 30K, that is going to be the tail of the tape. If we go above 31,000 in quick succession, then at that point, I would say that most likely what we are looking at is the market going upwards to 45 to 50K in a pretty short order. I think 30K and then about 45K is probably my next target for looking for some resistance. And just keep in mind, we're making resistance up at this point. We've never been to these numbers, so we're just deducing based on market psychology, what we understand about Bitcoin, what we understand about the markets, what we understand about the FOMO, and we are kind of like just prophesying where we think this is going to be. I'm looking at 30K and I'm looking at 45K. If we hit 30K, now 50K will obviously be a big resistance level. That's why I think we might get that kind of baked in around 45K, because at that point, everybody's going to be expecting 50. So what I think is put some money in now. The price is going to ultimately go up. You're not going to lose that money. Keep some money on the sidelines. If we hit 30K and we hit a big resistance and get pushed down, that is the point where you would look to put in more. Now, what am I thinking that resistance or that support line is going to be? I personally think that we have a great chance to hit 30K and go all the way back down to $24,000. Now, I think there is a CME gap somewhere in that range, so that could play into it. But I just think that 24,000 was such a difficult, it was a new line of resistance that we definitely saw in action. And I think that $24,000 level, when you take a hard resistance line and you flip it, it turns into very strong support. So I think there's a lot of support around that $24,000 level. And I believe that could be somewhere that Bitcoin kind of comes back down, flash crashes to whatever, bounces back up. Ultimately, we know we are going up much higher than that. In other news, just kind of fun news today, we had Russell Okung. Now, we will be live streaming tomorrow or between 11 a.m. and 12 p.m. EST, so be on the lookout for that. But the last story I want to talk about is Russell Okung, NFL offensive lineman, currently plays for the Panthers. I hate the Panthers. Currently plays for them. I liked him better when he was on the Chargers or even the Seahawks. I kind of hate them too, but whatever. The point here is that Russell Okung is now taking his salary from the NFL 50% in Bitcoin. So what does this tell us? Well, not only does this tell us that Russell Okung is an ardent Bitcoin believer, we've known that. He tweeted in May of 2019 that he wanted to be paid in Bitcoin, and now today he tweeted paid in Bitcoin and retweeted the other one where he said he wanted to be paid in Bitcoin. Pretty cool. He's a great supporter. Would love to have him on the channel. Russell, if you're watching, I know I said I hate the Panthers, but whatever. Are you in on the Panthers right now? I mean, that's the picture that I'm seeing going around. I didn't even know he was playing back for the Panthers. Maybe he isn't. Last I knew he was playing for the Chargers, got an injury, yada, yada, yada. But the point being here, I guess he does, because he started out with the Seahawks. He played with the Seahawks for a long time. Then he went to the Chargers. Now he's on the Panthers, I think. So, you can see, I try not to pay attention to the Panthers. I mean, they're kind of irrelevant, just like the Falcons are. But the point is here, he is getting paid in Bitcoin, and this is the NFL agreeing to this. So the NFL is agreeing, adding legitimacy to Bitcoin. Now, here's the thing. Russell Okung, $13 million per year salary. He's getting half of that, $6.5 million in Bitcoin. The other half is coming in US dollars. There's going to be an interesting test case for other athletes to see how much that $6.5 million is going to be worth by the end of next year. Something to watch. Also, did just want to mention Spencer Dinwiddie, another athlete supporting Bitcoin 100%, is going to have a lot more time to invest in it. Spencer, please come on the show. Spencer, why are you not on the show yet? That's a question. He suffered an injury, a partial ACL tear, so definitely want to wish him the best. That Spencer gets better. We know the Nets are, they've got Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving. This is a sports show. It could be. But it looks like they're going to do pretty well this year. So my hope for Spencer is that the Nets do get to the playoffs and he's able to come back if they can get to the championship or whatever. I believe in Spencer. He says he's going to try to be ready. We'll see what happens. But do just want to wish him, a happy and speedy recovery. And, he had a really positive attitude about the whole thing. So shout out to Spencer. Got to get Russell and Spencer on the channel. Guys, what? There's not a bigger crypto sports lover than me. Why are you not on my channel? None of these other nerds can even talk with you about what your career is. I could have gone pro if the coach just would have put me in. I could throw a football clear across that mountain. He just would have put me in. I could have made it. Okay. But anyways, guys, that's all I want to talk about tonight. We got live stream tomorrow. We had a little bit of an editing snafu today, so we had the same video edited twice. So that's why I'm putting this video out tonight, just kind of telling you guys about what's going on in the markets. Once again, if you guys want to try out Bybit, you can try that at bybit.bitboy.live. But really, we don't want to get people getting wrecked. So if you don't know how to do it, then please don't sign up. But if you do, that is certainly a great place to do it. They got great rewards on the Rewards Hub. Drop me a comment down below. Let me know where you think Bitcoin is heading to. Will we be hitting $30,000 in the next 2 weeks? That is my guess. I would actually say the next 10 days, 7 to 10 days, I expect that. So drop me a comment down below. Let me know what you think. That's all I got. Be blessed. See you tomorrow back in town, ready for action. Big boy out.